Hello, hello, hello. My name is Bobby Perry. I am the CEO of BPerryFilms and Artistic Creator Academy. We're going to start in about 2 or 3 minutes. Take the time right now to write where you're watching this from. I'm in the chat right now. I'll start in 1 more minute. Just to get a gist for what I do, I run an arts and media marketing production company hosted on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and some other platforms that I'm on. And let me tell you, it's been a challenge running this company, getting everything going. And I can't wait for today for me to answer some of your questions. I know some of you had submitted some questions on Instagram, and I'm going to answer some of those. And there will be room for you guys to ask questions as well. I just want to share that if it wasn't for my grandmother and her dedication to trying to provide for our family and showcasing nothing but happiness and wealth within her life and sharing those great moments with us is very important. It's the only way that we're going to be able to grow and transform and build a sense of community. There were many times when I was lost for hope and didn't think I was going to accomplish anything because that's what I was told. But I had a deep search inside myself and say, I am a Black man and I'm going to be the best version I am, who I am today, tomorrow, the next day, and always challenge myself to push beyond my limits. And I think that's the main thing that goes with running a company. There's never a right time of when to start, but you just have to know what your gut is telling you and be one with your heart and your intelligence. I know people ask me, how did I start this business? Like I told you in previous episodes, I started out with film, guess the name BPerryFilms, named after me. I was documenting my grandmother's life for 3 years, and I decided one day to ask her, do you mind if I record you with a camera? And she said, yeah, sure. And I wanted to know about the family history and what was her life like as a young kid heading to adulthood. She was the first and the last living. She lived to be 100. And what better story is to tell but a person who has lived through so many different milestones in life, like from picking up cotton down south in South Carolina during slavery, working on farms, dealing with oppression and a harsh situation, you know? And it's like we read about this in books, but actually living that experience may be very challenging and you can't see any light, any way to get out of that situation, you know? So I thought it was important for me to showcase her journey. She later came up north from South Carolina to Boston, and she got married, had 15 kids and 5 generations of family. And her losing her mother at a young age was something that handicapped her at one point, but she knew that she had to mature earlier than most. and provide for her brothers and sisters that were growing up. Um, I think it's important that we acknowledge those little things. She was able to see the march on Washington with Martin Luther King, seeing the first Black president of the United States, Barack Obama, coming to all my performances and stuff. And everyone's like, here's some gifts and stuff. I'm like, where's Nana at? You know, same thing with my grandmother. They used to come to all my shows. No matter how far they are, they were always there, sitting in the front row. And I remember going through some of the tapes and trying to get critiques from them of how to improve. And they didn't make it easy for me. Usually they would spot out some flaws that I had ran into. And it's interesting seeing how the audience members can pick up the little mistakes or the finer details that you miss. And it makes you even more strong and push even further, you know? And I took that hard work and dedication and put that into my business. I know when I hit age 6, I was like, I want to do chores around the house. I was already dancing and stuff, but I wanted to have my own money so I could buy my own toys, my own gadgets, and all that type of stuff. When I turned 8, I seen the Alvin Ailey Dance Company perform for the first time. And after seeing Revelations, the main pieces that stuck out to me the most was Centerman, where it shows 3 strong men passing through life and showing the artistry of flexibility and masculinity in their art. And it just showed me that there is another perspective of men that we don't always get to see and how strong and bold that we can be. The next thing that I seen was Wade in the Water, the musicality, making you drifting kind of like water, and the umbrella and the seamless movement and the light quality that it gave. And it makes me think that there's a reason why Revelations is one of the biggest pieces in the world. Like, people are coming to see Black artists, Black dancers, Black music come together and showcase their craft in a world that didn't see anything differently, you know? So after that performance, I started putting on shows at the house. This set right here used to be my dance stage. Just get rid of tables and all that extra stuff that's here right now. But I used to pay for lighting, costumes. I did the choreography. I did all the editing of the music, picking out costumes, getting shower rods, shower curtains, just making this simple room into something special. And I used to charge $10 for kids and $20 for adults for tickets. And I would put on performances every single year. And my family is probably watching this right now and they're like, yep, he really did that. I'm like, yep, I guess I was a businessman when I first started at an early age. So that took away from me as well. What else? I performed in different styles of dance, step, jazz, ballet, contemporary, modern, and some other styles. I went to Boston Arts Academy as a dance major, and it opened up a lot of doors for me. I keep pushing forward each day, and I'm grateful for that school for giving us a chance to showcase our art, especially in a field where many people don't look at artists as a stable income or stable for anyone to be a part of, you know? And it's important for us to take a step back and really understand everyone's point of view and say, why do you have to be the reason why I have to perform? Why do you have to be the reason why I am quote unquote successful when it's my hard work and dedication that's given me these opportunities? But these little bumps in the road are actually going to propel you in your career to move further. I thought it was important to showcase that I'm very educated. I have an associate's and bachelor's from Dean College. I was originally a dance major, switched to business because we weren't getting rewarded for our classes. They were mainly 1 credit or half credit, while my business courses and psychology, sociology, history, and writing courses were 3 credit or even 4 credit. So I changed my major after my first semester at Dean to business. I joined investment club, business club, I was a part of everything. Um, like I said, I was very busy. I got into the National Honor Society of Leadership Success for my contribution in the performing arts community. I served over 80 hours in the performing arts fields, going to non-for-profit organizations around the Massachusetts area and uplift these kids and let them get a sense of what it's like to become a performer, an artist, because in certain areas, they do not have the same opportunities to perform like I'm able to, and like some other artists are able to. It takes time, it takes a lot of effort, but it's okay. You have to hit some bumps in the road to get to that point of you're the biggest thing. But never think that you're the greatest thing because someone can always take over that spot. That's why that so many successful artists still work hard to this day. They're not letting the small wins take over. They know that there's bigger wins, whether it's a Grammy, an Oscar, a Tony, an NAACP award, or any other awards that are out there for people who are Black, white, Asian, or any type of descent that they're coming from. I got my master's degree from Cambridge College. I majored in business management with a concentration in organizational leadership. I have skills in consultant. I worked with $1 million company, and it was a great internship, I thought, because it gave me an opportunity to see this business that's in the entertainment field be successful and recruit so many artists to come use their boat for whatever that they're using it for, whether it's a wedding, a concert, a party, or any type of event to make people feel good. And people are going on this boat ride, being entertained for a couple of hours each night, and it's giving them hope. So we helped out with their digital marketing. If for many of people who don't know, I specialize in digital marketing, hence that I have the YouTube channel, TikTok, and Instagram. And I help out small businesses, corporations, whatever, with their marketing strategies to help them build their audience organically. I never used a paid ad before, but the organically takes a longer time, but it's a process, you know? Um, like I said, I use all those different elements that I learned from all my previous experience and decided one day while I was working my last 9 to 5 that I was going to start my own business. It was a birthday gift to myself that I was going to register my business, get that EIN, open up a business banking account, and start BPerryFilms. It was hard coming up with a name for the business. Trust me, we tried about 10 different names. Every minute, someone was taking the name or something else. And I was like, okay, let's do a DBA and trademark it. So BPerryFilms. And I had a friend of mine come up with a slogan. And I was like, I wanted to emphasize that it's not just my story that's being told, but I want to showcase that other people are showcasing their story as well. And it created People Made Stories because we're highlighting young artists, young professionals, or even older professionals and young and even older artists to share the stage with me and educate you guys and showcase that we work hard and this is our opportunity to sell ourselves. And I thought it was important for BPerryFilms podcast to showcase that business owners don't always have to look like you. They don't always have to have the same identity as you or been through the same system as you. But you're going to be the best version of you each day. I had no experience with bigger social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook or LinkedIn. I figured out YouTube pretty fast. I made a deal with myself that I would only sweat each platform maybe once per month. And that means that I focus on learning YouTube 1 month, whether it's uploading a video, learning how to edit better, learning how to come up with better concepts and ideas, and somehow try to improve each time. Then I went on to Instagram, learn how to use this feature, learn how to use the next feature, whether it's creating a video, whether it's posting a carousel, or going live, just test out something new each month. And I would keep going back and forth. As many of you know, that I recently started posting on TikTok where I host two web series called Grow SMMA, where I'm showing people how I'm growing my social media platforms and showcasing that it takes a lot of time growing organically. I know people want to run ads, but people don't understand like the downwards effect of not paying for ads. If you're not constantly paying into it, it's gonna cost you more money and more waste of time. While you're growing organically, getting to know your subscribers, your followers on whatever platform, it can help you get even further in what you're trying to do. The other web series that I have on TikTok and Instagram is called Social Impact, where I talk about certain issues that go on around many communities, whether it's finance, whether it's goal setting, mindset, finding your voice, finding your passion, understanding what's different, what's new, and just being true to yourself, your authentic self. And many people ask, what does it mean to be authentic? Authentic means, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be happy all the time. It just means that you are being true to yourself in that moment. Whether you're happy about a great achievement or sad for losing someone, having a funny moment, going to a comedy or something of the sort, and you're finding your voice and being able to vocalize how you're expressing yourself. I think it's hard for many people to set the tone for themselves because they're too busy focusing on the viral person's idea of blowing up. I know there's many channels, and when you're picking out a niche like Grow on YouTube, growing on Instagram, they all accelerate very fast. But when they try to change their niche or go outside the box, people stop following them. They start losing subscribers, they start losing followers, and then they're in a rut trying to figure out why is everyone leaving the platform. But that's part of your process. I know someone had asked me a question about, I have a list right here, about finding out what your niche is. You can either start out with a niche, whether you're going into finance, what does that look like? Are you talking about saving hacks? Are you telling people how to invest, how to save for a 401k, how to get business credit, how to get your own personal credit up so you can buy your first home or business or some type of building, get your first car and all sorts. And it's not always necessary to have a niche, because if you just experiment like how I have, and my niche is very much educational, and I was like, let the algorithm try to figure out what it is. People watch whatever video that they're interested in, and believe it or not, that's what people did. I noticed that a lot of the content that people like watching is when I'm doing a vlog like style, like I did a video with WeWork, a co-working space that I collaborated with. And I was giving a tour talking about co-working, working in an office, not a traditional office, but in a co-working space where you work with other business owners, entrepreneurs, influencers, or any of the sort. And we just network with each other, get our work done. We have some type of events, building the community, fun activities, learning about different cultures and experiences. And I thought it was great to do a video on that. And it has almost 2,000 views. Another video I talked about was burnout. And that video did really well. And it's something that many people can relate to. I have experienced that many times in my career. And even to this day, sometimes I feel fatigued, sometimes I feel tired and burnt out and not feeling like I'm making my full potential at sometimes. And sometimes you have to make a step back and realize that maybe today's not the day for me to do such and such thing. But I think if I keep continuing what I'm doing, I can continue to work harder and stronger each day and just be happy with where I'm at. Stop focusing so much on the future, but focus on this current moment and really take in everything for what it is, you know? Another type of video that people like is entrepreneurship and productivity. It's like, how do you become more productive? Um, I talk about discipline, accountability, and so many other factors that help us get into this mindset that we need to be successful. And what does success look like? Does it look like I have a ton of money? Does it look like I have a ton of influence? Or am I working with such and such brands that I always admired? What does that look like to you? And question yourself about that each time. Like I said, your audience will decide what your niche is. You don't always have to pick it right off the gate just because someone told you to. And everyone's going to tell you niche, 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 niche. But sometimes you can layer things down and just bring up different elements and test the waters. Don't be afraid to pick up a book and learn. Don't be afraid to ask questions. It's okay if you say something wrong. And that's why there's so many resources today. To this day, there's AI, there's Grammarly, there's so many databases that you can look into, like ProQuest, Indeed, LinkedIn. Use all these resources. Don't be afraid to be smart. Your intelligence is what's going to push you through and get you through farther in life. The next thing that I want to talk about is finding your brand voice, finding who you are, setting the tone as to who you are, and growing your following that way. Be confident in who you are and what you identify as, and let that guide you through your path. Stop trying to rely on a mentor, a coach, or anything like that. They're not going to tell you everything that you need to know because you have to figure out things for yourself. It's your process, it's your journey. Be okay with that. Another question that someone asked me was, do you need a team to start a business? When you start your business, don't go out hiring all these people that you know that you can't afford. Sometimes you just have to take a step back and realize that this may be something that I need to do on my own, speak on my own, and go through the experiences and tribulations that way. It's okay to have a refresher and it's okay to build a team. I talk about this in my course, Creating an Effective Business Plan, where I break down the different departments that are necessary for you to become successful at what you're trying to do. And what does that look like? It looks like you just need to figure out, do you have the budget to pay yourself? Do you have a budget for your team? Do you need a logo done? Do you need a video edit? Do you need someone to guide you through your social media? If you're able to do all those things on your own, do it on your own. Don't pressure yourself too much, but let the money come in first and then start hiring if needed. I think you should have at least a year's salary first before you start hiring, at least in profit, because it's going to cost you a lot each week or bi-weekly, however you want to do it. And you're going to realize the different departments charge a different amount. So be aware of that. How do you start a business? Well, you need a business plan. Like I said, Create an Effective Business Plan is my course. I'll put the link up here. Give me 1 second. But in that course, I walk you through your journey of starting a business. First, we focus on the mindset, which is important, because if you don't have the proper mindset to delegate tasks or become the powerful leader that you think you can become, you're not going to be successful at doing any of that. You need to come in with an open mind and realize that you're going to hit a lot of bumps in the road. You're definitely going to need money when you start your business. I know a lot of people say, no, you can start a money with zero income, but don't you need a computer? Don't you need a phone that costs a bill? Do you need internet? Do you need resources? All that stuff requires money. All that stuff requires money. And the only way that you're going to be able to achieve those goals is by recruiting customers, getting people to chime in, getting people to explore, getting people to believe in your vision. So definitely start out with a business plan, figuring out what the name of the company is going to be, trademarking or patent your work, make sure that it can be done realistically, how much time it's going to take for you to achieve that certain goal. Um, Being able to experiment, like the big purpose behind why business plans were created is because it gave people other avenues to explore and take on other journeys that they weren't able to when they first started. Because what if something doesn't work? Do you have a plan B? Do you have a plan C? Just think about that. It's part of your process of growing and developing. Like babies didn't learn how to walk overnight. You didn't learn how to get into school overnight. You probably faced many rejections, many obstacles in life to get you where you are today. Take advantage of those moments and be true to yourself and say, can I really accomplish this goal? Am I at where I need to be? What does that process look like? Explore those options. It's okay to make mistakes. Be true to yourself. And I'm going to keep saying that over and over. Um, Another thing is maybe having a vision board. Like I didn't get into vision boards until when I started my business. That someone kept on emphasizing, you're creative. Why don't you come up with a vision board? And I'm like, what does that look like? I'm like, I've seen a lot of people online creating them, and they are way better artists than I am, drawing wise, anyways. And it gave me an opportunity to visualize what my successful journey is going to look like and be able to achieve the goal that I claim that I'm going to accomplish. Like I went to grad school and I told them I'm going to graduate in 1 year with a 3.8 GPA. And I said, no, that can't happen. I was like, watch. And I graduated in 1 year with a 3.85 GPA. See what you can do if you believe in yourself. I made sure I stayed extra late in a class that I struggled with, or came in earlier and talked to the professor, got to know them, get them to get to know me, and take on that journey, take on those opportunities that would have never came to me unless if I asked, you know? So you have to take the initiative. The next one is dealing with rejection. Not everyone's gonna like everything that you say or do. People just pinpoint at certain areas and make you feel flawed in certain areas. And what I love about my course is that it gives people an opportunity to speak up and challenge themselves each session. We go through a recap for maybe 20 minutes to a half an hour, and then we go on to the next module. And then whatever questions that people have, I try to go over it in the next session when I do the recap and keep it going. And just to make sure that people retain that information, I have a couple of quizzes and then a final exam to make sure that people are retaining all the information that's needed or required to sustain their company or business, you know? So be a part of that moment. What are some key skills that you need to start a business? Discipline. Like I said, you're going to face a lot of rejection. People don't want to hire new businesses because they feel like you don't have the experience, but it contradicts because how are you going to get the experience unless the people are buying into your products or services? And I know it's hard for many service-based businesses because we have to physically be there and give people the experience that they're hoping for versus a product-based business where it's on the shelf. If people don't like it, they won't buy it. And if they do like it, it'll always be taken off the shelf. So just a little clarity on that. The next skill that you need is education, investing in courses, investing in memberships, investing in webinar presentations. You can get tax write-offs on those as well, or tax deductions. And educate yourself on certain topics that you have somewhat of an interest in, you know? It's part of your process. Don't be afraid to be smart. The next thing is resources. People always complain about not enough resources. There are plenty of resources. Like I have a course called Creating an Effective Business Plan, where I walk you through the process of developing your business plan. Then we have YouTubers Create, where I'm teaching people how to digital mark their products and services using online platforms such as YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Talk about the difference between short form content versus the long form content, brainstorming ideas, and there's so many different layers that we go into in this course, and it's built like a community. It's built around the community, so people can share their milestones, showcase a video, get peer reviews, website audits, and all that good jazz, so they can build their following just like you. And yeah, course recommendations and memberships, both Create an Effective Business Plan and YouTubers Create. I recommend them both. There's plenty of course creators out there, but not all of them are experts in their field. I'll just say that. Just because they have a big following doesn't mean that they know everything, and it doesn't mean that their material is at high quality. So I understand that. I already broke down choosing your niche. So the next question was finding a mentor. Mentors cost money. Don't let people fool you. People will not be willing to help you unless you pay them, and you'll learn that very fast. It costs money for knowledge. Let that figure of speech be your guide to picking out your mentor. Make sure that there is someone similar in your niche and expertise. Make sure that they are well-rounded in their field and that they are accountable for their actions because they're influencing you to be greater and hopefully have the same level of impact that they have. So finding a mentor takes time, but be truly honest to yourself. Can you perform at this high level? What platforms should I be on to market and grow my business? I recommend just being on two. I am on a few platforms like Alignable. Everyone's like, how did he blow up so fast on there? I grew to 200 plus followers or connections, like they like to call it, in about 5 months. But most of my questions and posts are about bringing the community together, getting full understanding on different departments, whether it's signing up for payroll, talking about their Black experience, talking about growing on social media, how it can enhance your business, asking community questions like that that keeps people engaged. And you'll be amazed by how fast they blow up. Like I posted up a question for the community asking why people don't support Black-owned businesses or invest in them. And someone asks, what do you mean invest? Support or buy in? And I'm said a mixture of both. So what is your point of view? And even people who weren't Black chimed in, and they were feeling like some people needed more experience, people lack trust, people lack resources, and it just keeps going like that all the time. But the main consensus is that we have to take accountability for ourselves. We can't blame it on other communities why we're not buying into each other's products. But listen to what I said. Why are we not investing in each other's products? Now ask that to yourself. Why aren't you buying another Black person's product? Because you want them to buy into yours as well. But there has to be an even exchange and a value exchange. So hopefully that answered your question. But my two recommendations is definitely be on YouTube, document your journey. That's what I use my YouTube channel for. And I'm growing my following each day. Hopefully, hopefully I'll be to 1,000 subscribers in a few months, but it just requires time and effort, and hopefully people find value out of this video right here. I also recommend Instagram because you can actually communicate with people and build relationships that way. I did a collab with a videographer based out in, I think he's in DC. And we just talked about gear, what type of gear do we need, whether it's lighting, cameras, lenses, and we just had maybe a 30-minute conversation about that. And we let other people chime in and see what their thoughts are. And it was a start off to a great friendship right there. How do you start your own podcast? Someone asks. You have to have an idea. You have to be willing to put in the work. You're gonna work many long hours. There's gonna be moments where you don't have any money. Eventually, you're gonna have to charge your guests for being featured on your podcast. A lot of gear, having the right platform to invoice people, making sure that you have contracts, make sure that people are reliable, make sure that there's NDAs, make sure that you can actually produce work every week or every other week when you first start out, multiple times a week if you need to, but don't burn yourself out trying to create so many videos. And invest in a course. Like I said, create an effective business plan. We'll walk you through that process. And yeah. How to deal with procrastination. That is a good question. I never understood procrastination until I actually experienced it for myself. Someone asked me, how did it feel? And I'm like, I don't think it's supposed to feel good, but it felt bad. And to me, I felt like I wasted time. Like something that would have just took me 2 hours to edit a video, I pushed off by 3 days. And then by me not doing that, I could have took a day off. But since I procrastinated, I still got the work done, but it allowed me to. Procrastination is not a good thing. I'll just say that. But I still got the work done, and that was the main thing that was important. I already mentioned how to become authentic. You don't become it, you either are or you're not. Okay, some software used at BPerryFilms. I have many links in the description box. Software that I recommend is QuickBooks. Get it as soon as you get your business card. Hook it up. It's quick and easy. They'll give you a phone call. Make sure that you know how to use the software. It's good for invoicing, keeping track of your receipts, just in case you get audit. You can set up your products and services in there. You can pay your vendors, receive payments, get access to your profit and loss statements, what you're grossing versus your net income, seeing your expenses in a graph, which is very insightful. And make sure that you have everything recorded on an Excel sheet just in case QuickBooks breaks down. And they're running a promotion right now for 70% off for the next 3 months for people who are using my link in the description box. So definitely check that out. And also, if you're on a self-employed and it's just you can get it for $1 for 3 months. So yeah. Another resource that we use here is Riverside and Zoom. I am going to be testing out Riverside and testing it out for my podcast and see how it integrates with my business. And it's what I like about it is that you can edit everything and you can record, you can set up producers, your audience, host webinars, stream live, so many features on there. So definitely try out Riverside FM, and you can save by using my link in the description box on whatever your monthly or yearly plan that you subscribe to. And I like that option because it gives you an opportunity to really dive deep into your work. Many people ask me, how do I edit my videos? I use LumaFusion. If you don't know what LumaFusion is, it's basically iMovie and if Final Cut Pro had a baby. And it has just about all those features in there just for $30. And I'm sure that you can get some add-on features for an extra price. But it's great to use because I feel more connected to my work than if I'm on a computer. I've been editing my videos on my iPad for the past 2 years, mainly because when I went to the Apple Store, an employee messed up my computer and made it crash, and I was very scared to use my computer. So when I get enough money, I'm going to invest in a new one. But right now, I've been editing my videos on my iPad. And everybody asks me, what camera did you use when you did your day in the life? I used an iPhone, but I do have a a Sony camera, and it's very useful. I use it for my photography and also for my films, for my trailers, for the Artistic Creator Academy site, and also for the BPerryFilms site. For those of you who don't know about the Artistic Creator Academy site, it's for people who are looking to start businesses, scale their business, or change their business model in some type of way. And I think it's cool that I have a platform like this because so many people ask me so many questions and they're like, how do I be featured on the podcast? And there's like a whole screening process. What if I don't have the expertise that I need to become successful? No, this is live. But it will also be on the replay. I just seen your question up there. Hopefully that answers. But yeah, being able to, let me reframe my train of thought, but being able to connect to my work a lot easier. And starting a podcast is a lot of fun. You're gonna have a lot of days that you're really tired. You have to do a ton of research before you even start it. A ton of research because people are coming to you like you're an expert. You are the expert. Be confident with yourself. Be confident with where you're going to be. And it's about you growing and building your audience and testing out that water. I know when you were a baby, you probably asked yourself, is this chicken really going to taste good? Oh, when you get older, you're like, this chicken is good. Someone else makes a fried chicken and you're like, it doesn't taste good. But everybody has a different method of how they cook their chicken, you know? Like it's important for us to really utilize our resources, use all of our senses, and really push yourself. Another resource that I use is Google Workspace. It's really affordable. You just pay a one-time fee plus your alias email, whether it's at BPerryFilms, at companyname.com, or whatever the platform may be. And you just test it out. You have access to, basically think of it as Microsoft Office, but on Google. Everything integrates. You can do team reporting. You can do Google Meets. You have access to data storage. That's what you're mainly paying for. Like I'm on a 2 terabyte plan because I use a lot of video. And to sum up how much storage you need, I have over 100 videos on there and I'm only under 100 gigabytes, which says a lot. I do a lot of video content and edit all my videos, especially for the Artistic Creator Academy site. But it's your experience. I can recommend all these different softwares to you, but unless if you try it, you're not going to get that far. Another platform that I've been using right now is called Metricool, which is really neat. Give me one sec, I guess. I think it's very neat for people who are trying to get into social media marketing or starting their own digital marketing company. I think it's great because you can integrate LinkedIn, your YouTube, your Instagram, your TikTok ads, your Google My Business, so many different platforms all in one spot. And there's even later.com that I also use for my business. I keep saying we, but it's just me. But I do have a team of freelancers that help me on the side. So shout out to them as well. But you just need to find a platform that is good for you. Just test out anything. Be conscious of what you're putting out there because people will judge you based off of what you're producing and what you're doing. It's okay to make mistakes, but don't keep doing it all the time. Otherwise, it's going to bag people out. It's your process. It's your journey. Be a part of that journey. I'll open up the floor for any more Q&As. For anyone who has any questions in the chat. And for those of you who missed out on the last webinar I did recently, it was on financial literacy. And it's amazing how a lot of people try to avoid this topic, but unless if we try to make changes, we're gonna always be in debt. So here's a recording. Yeah, definitely watch that video because it teaches you a lot about finding your own voice and being vocal about your finances. I know a lot of people who have a significant other or don't need an accountability partner, but talking about money is such a sensitive issue. I was grateful for the people who have came because they were very open and experiencing their journey of, I wish I knew about these resources when I was your age, you know? And I learned about finances since I was like 6 years old. My dad used to, every time he came home, he would always go right to his journal and he would have like all these receipts and write everything, note take everything, and make sure that all the charts go into a certain account. And I'm like, why don't you just use Excel? It'll make things a lot easier. He's like, nope, I like my notepad. It keeps everything simple for me and I don't have to use a computer. I'm like, okay, fine. That's okay. But it's a process. So as I got older, I learned how to save money so I could buy stuff and also reinvest in myself. You can't be afraid to spend money because that's the only way that you're going to get money is by investing in yourself. Being open and being transparent with yourself is going to open up the door for many opportunities for you to flourish. It's a process. It's your journey. Take control. Take control of your finances. The people in the group were all business owners, and they were taught, and they were saying that they didn't learn about finances until they got into their 40s. And I'm like, this is the first step into becoming accountable for your actions. You know, stop getting out of the mindset of, oh, I wish I knew about this a lot sooner, and start taking action right now. It's okay that you didn't know at that certain time. It's okay. Don't let people take you away from your journey. But you had to make those mistakes to understand that there was a purpose behind it. It's getting you to where you are today. And it's providing you the opportunities that you need to become the successful leader that you're trying to become. You are powerful. Understand your dollar. I know all of us can relate living paycheck to paycheck, but we can do better. You can, instead of going to a concert, invest in your education. Your education is key. Your education is going to get you to that next level. It's going to get you to getting that first home, getting your first car, paying off your debts. So many opportunities being offered. But you have to start right here instead of thinking in your pocket. Think about tomorrow. Think about the next day. Think about the month later. Think about a year later. And what does that look like to you? Yeah, the webinar was really good. The video is about an hour, about 50 minutes. There's a survey that I want you guys to fill out so I can get a sense for what have you learned, what didn't you know before watching, so I can make a follow-up video and I can recruit someone who specializes in business credit, getting your own credit score up, maybe someone in real estate, maybe somebody, I guess, for stocks. You never know. But yeah, you can ask any questions that you have. I'm gonna see if there's any more on Instagram. Give me 1 second. Yeah, this is a great conversation. I want to hear some of the questions that you have. Feel free to ask any questions. I like teaching and I love learning as well. Like I tell people all the time, you have to be a student before you become a teacher. And yes, running this business is my full-time job. I have a lot of services, whether it's setting up webinars, getting people to sign up for courses, memberships, one-on-ones. I think I like webinars because it gives people an opportunity to get outside their comfort zone in front of people, and it's easy for me to answer people's questions that they may have. And yeah, this was a great conversation. I'll stay on for about 10 more minutes, see if there's any questions in the chat that may pop up. Any questions? I see some people joining in. Do you have any questions about running a business, starting a business, scaling your business? I have some links in the bio if you would like to sign up for individual coaching. I was just telling everyone that webinars are important to join because this is an opportunity that you get to speak to me live and we talk about different topics, whether it's um, creating a website, learning about your finances, building a brand, digital marketing, so many different resources that I have to offer. Definitely drop down some questions if you have any. And this is the first live that I have done in almost a year. And I love that a lot of people are joining in. So yeah. Yeah, it's okay to make mistakes. It's part of your process. Everything is going to be a process. Every time when you speak, every time when you stand up, every time when you make any type of decision, it's part of the process. There's going to be many highs, there's going to be many lows, but that's how you're gonna get from point A to point Z. I know people ask, what's the benefits of being a part of a course center membership? A membership is ongoing training, while a course is more focused on a certain area. So yeah, like I said, I have all my links in the description box, so make sure that you read through them. And I did mention some software that I use at BPerryFilms and some sources that I'm going to be using in the future. I did mention Riverside FM because I'm able to record, edit, check the audio, do so many resources on there all in one spot instead of having to migrate, download, re-download, edit, save. It's a long process working with other platforms. But this has been a great conversation with you guys. Thank you for all the questions that you have submitted on Instagram. Definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel. And hopefully you got as much value as I have. And these questions were amazing. Like I said, I want to get the opportunity to work with you all individually. Definitely join the course and also join my membership, YouTubers Create, where it's monthly live meetings. Like I said, there's audits, there's your community of like-minded individuals who are looking to start their content creation journey. And it's all about creating that process that works for you. Sometimes you feel like you don't need to be around a community. There's one-on-ones for that. I offer website audits. Website audits is not slave to just a website. It can be your social media. And I can help you navigate through your platform, see what's going on, see how we can get you more engagement, and hopefully make a difference. And for anyone who asks, what's the experience like doing a live versus a pre-recorded? I think pre-recordeds are more easier to sustain because people are going to click on it if they're going to click on it. While with a live, it's kind of awkward when people don't write in the comments or you're just talking to yourself. Um, and you keep saying words like and maybe yeah. The awkwardness, it's kind of cringy, but it's something that you can try. I'll stay on for about 2 more minutes and that'll be the hour. So if you have any more questions, feel free to chime in. And yeah, I can't wait to see what the business looks like going towards the end of the year. And I can't wait to see the fireworks for the 4th of July. And I hope everyone stays home or gets out and stays safe. The main majority of it is just staying safe and being around your loved ones and celebrate the special moment. And if you're not following me on Instagram and TikTok, please do. Like I said, I have a strong community on there. And I just want everybody to continue to grow and chase your dreams like I have. And stream never stops. It just keeps on going. I want to see what this business looks like 10 years from now. And I can't wait to see some of you YouTubers who are on here, see what you guys create and see if you are interested in joining YouTubers Create so we can share ideas with each other. So I end off right here and I'll let you know right now, all the links that you need for advice from me, whether it's one-on-one coaching, YouTubers Create, which is a membership course, creating an effective business plan, all those resources right there. If you want to get in control of your finances, watch Financial Literacy 101 first, and then sign up for a discovery call, and I can help you with your finances, get you on track, and come up with an action plan. All the links for software being used at BPerryFilms is down in the description box below. And you can follow me on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram at BPerryFilms. Like I said, I have 3 web series going on right now. BPerryFilms is solely on YouTube and it's on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So if you're not on there, follow me there. There's some exclusive content on there. And TikTok and Instagram, I have 2 web series called Grow SMMA, where I'm documenting my social media marketing journey and showing people that you can grow organically and you can be successful in your niche if you decide to. And the last web series is called Social Impact, where I talk about cringy topics that people don't always feel comfortable talking about, but bring it to light so people can have these discussions and inspire others to do the same. So I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you for watching, and this was great. Thank you.